Morning everyone, welcome back to the channel and a new video. Sorry there hasn't been a video out for quite a while. I've been working, the weather's been crap like it is today. It's absolutely chucking it down, but this job needs to be done. I was hoping this was going to be done last week. My mate Terry helped me get Lucy running. Unfortunately he couldn't make it, he's been a bit busy, so I've decided to come up. It's easy enough to change the bulbs anyway. I've got a new air filter to put on. And in time, when Terry's got a few minutes spare, he's going to come up and sort out all the electrics on the back of the headlights. Some of the connectors aren't brilliant, so in time that's going to get done. Also, the guy who owns the garage that I rent the garage from, obviously with this weather we've developed a leak in the roof, so there's a little bit of a river down the left hand side of the garage. So at some point, he lives in Spain, he's going to come over and sort that out. And he's also given me permission to paint the inside of the garage with brilliant white paint, so that should brighten up a little bit in there. So what we're going to do today is we're going to put the LED bulbs in the back of Lucy's Speedo. Hopefully it'll work, because when I took her out the other day, or the other week rather, for a little run, took her down the car wash, Terry was checking some stuff in the back, and I think something's touched and shorted out, because obviously the engine and the battery was connected. So I've got no speedo, sorry, not no speedo, no fuel gauge, no indicators, and no wipers. So I'm hoping today, obviously, I don't have another fire, because I'm not going to connect the battery cables together, because you don't want that to happen, even though it got me some good views on the last video. But I don't want to particularly burn Lucy to the ground. And hopefully get the bulbs in, and things will start to work again, and we'll actually see a difference in the illumination of the Speedo. So should we get into it? Okay, let's do it. Right, so I've connected Lucy's battery. So I'm going to see obviously if we've got any panel lights. So it's that one there. Yeah, so we've got panel lights. So as you can see, there's a bit of a glow. It looks better in the video than it does in the actual Speedo, but yeah, it's a bit on the low side. So yeah, so what I want to do is see if we've got any dash lights. Right, so at the moment I haven't got an ignition light, but I think that was a cheapy bulb from eBay, so I bought a new one from ESM, so hopefully that should sort out. And that one there was working, but it wasn't before. So what I'm going to do for a minute, just to give her a little bit of a run, bit of a choke, will she start? Good girl. Choke a little bit. Got white bridges? No. Something's shorted out. Got indicators? No. No indicators. So I'll give you a little sound from the back. I'll start powering like a little kettle. Should choke in a little bit. She's misted up in here. So that's the ode bulbs. So right, turn Lucy off and we'll crack on. We've only got a limited amount of time today. Right, what we're going to do is put a new oil filter. Hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing. So there's a new oil filter. So to get the oil filter off, literally bring that in there. Should be a nice easy job. I'm doing that. sure you don't lose the washer. Over there. That disconnects from there. So now, oh, is this the part? Good. A bit dirty, but we'll replace it anyway. Put all that there. So that goes in thin side first. There. Why are you not on that? I'm assuming that's on properly. Yeah, that's the freezer system. Right. Well, then maybe that should go last. Try that way then. Nope, doesn't go that way either. Nice easy job this says. I give it up the wrong way round. Right, we'll come back when I put this figured out. Right, so what I ended up doing was taking this pipe off. It's been awkward. So I managed to get the seat on. And washer using that. And irrigation pipe now. managed to find the thing it screws onto. Long last. That's not going anywhere. That goes on there. And that goes on there. That is in the bin. So that's one job done. Right, but that was a bit of a faff. Just trying to get everything lined up. Took a little bit longer than I expected. It was easier getting off than it was getting on. Hope you like the head torch, which is ideal. Got this off Amazon. I'll leave you a link in the description for that. So the next job is the dash lights. Let's do it. Right, we're now inside the car. Hopefully you can see me with the darkness. So I, from ESM, got this one. This is for the interior light. Now this needs to be incandescent because of the way it wires up to the alternator. So there's a charging circuit, so you can't put an LED in your ignition light. So that's that one there. Don't know if you can see the number. Focus. Oops. So that's from ESM, so hopefully that's going to work. Must be as a build tool. There you are. So that there is the LED ones. So you've got ones that have just got one light going out. They're for the warning lights. And if I can find it, that one there, you'll notice it's got different side one there for your speedo dash illumination lights, so obviously it gives a more spread of a thing. So we're going to take the speedo out, and then one by one we're going to replace each light in turn. Don't try and pull them all out at once, or else you'll end up thinking, well, where the hell's this wire go? So always do them one at a time. Safety first, make sure your battery's disconnected. I've already done that, so no fire. Right, let's go. Right, so there's a speedo. It's held in with two posi drive screws on the back here. Loosen them, pull that out. But luckily we left it in loose last time, so it should just pull out like so. Right, what's going on here? I thought that would pull out more than that. Should do. Oh well. So, what have we got in here? Right, so first is try and find the easiest one to take out. Oh shit, what's that? I just fell off. Oh, that's just the ventilation there. Move that out of the way. Sorry. Must be an easier way of... That's better. Right. So these are all your various wires. So the first one is... Right, so that's the ignition. That's that one, right. So these got very awkward little bulbs. Right, so unscrew that. So little tiny bulbs. So we're going to replace that one. Always keep hold of these because you never know where you're going to use spare. So I'll put that one just behind the camera. So this is for the orange oil light. So find one of them, which is that one there. So screw that one in. Make sure it goes down all the way down to make a good connection. Yeah, so he's not going any further. And the good thing about it as well is you've got a square here, so it's actually easier to screw it in than it is with the other bulb, plus you don't end up with broken glass in your fingers. So that we can go back in there. Make sure he's seated properly. It's a little bit awkward, but a bit of patience. Right, so that's not going anywhere. Right, the next one is the ignition light, which is that one there. Same as before. Unscrew. Right, is this one going to be awkward? Yeah. Right. That's being a bit tight. Right, I'll leave that one because I don't want to end up breaking the glass and ended up with a load of glass on my finger. So I'll come back to that one a bit later. Right, so done that one. Right. What's this one here? Right, so these are the right, so that there, by the looks of it, is the oil filter warning light. Right, that one came out a bit better. Right, so here's one of those. Right. So that was the start of the seat. So when you put bulbs in, just push down and then just use your fingers on the edges of the square to tighten it up. My lower back is giving me grief. Right, so that one's seated in. So that's the oil filter warning light. Where's that go? That goes there. Oh. See, we'll move over a bit. Oh. Come on, in you go. Being left-handed doesn't help either. What are you guys doing with your Sundays? The weather hasn't been brilliant, has it? Since the start of 2026, it's just been non-stop rain. I'm going to try and get that one in first. Cool. Right, that one's in. Hopefully that'll stay in. And that one goes in that one. Alright, so the oil filter light and the oil pressure light done. So we can try and get this oil, this ignition one out. It's been a bit of a bitch. Right, I'm going to leave that one. I'll get my mate Terry to have a look at that. Right, so we've got 3 speedo illumination bulbs. In theory, 1, 2. And we've got a high beam one somewhere. Right, so I think the red and white wires are for the speedo illumination. And your main beam one is that one there. Right, so these have been a bit awkward to come out. Well, I'll pause the camera and see if I can get these out. Right, I couldn't get the speedo illumination ones out by hand, so I used a pair of needle nose pliers and it's come out lovely. So, getting there slowly. Right, so that's what I'm doing. Excellent. So one of these multi-sided ones. Push down. These are slightly longer, so they're easy to screw in, so he's nice and tight. So he can go back in. Right, so he's locked and not going anywhere. And the white ones come out again, I'll come back to that later. Right, so next one is the next speedo head one. First twist. That one's come out. Cooking on gas. Getting it slowly. Right, I've got these from a company called Emberton Imperial, which predominantly do Land Rover stuff, but they do LED lights as well. So I did have a look on eBay. There were cheaper ones, but they're probably all Chinese crap and probably won't fit properly. I paid, I think it was £10.95 for these. So hopefully these will be a better quality. On in you go. So that's that one in. So that's left speedo, right speedo. Wheel light. I wish these warning light ones were easier to push in like the speedo ones. Right, stay there. Right. Let's try and get this ignition one sorted out. Resort to brute force. And push you up through there. Bit more room. That's better. Right. Yes. Excellent. Right, now this is the ignition one. So this one I've noticed the ignition one is slightly, I don't know if you can see that. That one there's the ignition, that one there's the other one is slightly bigger. But this is one of the cheap eBay ones. So this one from ESM should do the trick. Oops. Yeah, so the one from ESM is slightly smaller, so in theory, oops, so the bulbs have gone walkies. Stay. Right. So this in theory should light up better because I bought the other two bulbs for the oil warning light etc from ESM and they work lovely. So it's basically just trying to get this swine back in. This here creates a circuit between the charging light and the dynamo stroke alternator depending on what you've got fitted. So come on, in you go. she will go in, push and twist. There she is. Also, you don't want to put too much pressure on and break the bulb and cut your fingers. So, yep, she's in. So, you can go underneath there, you put there. Right, so the plan, hopefully, is that when I turn the ignition on, all these are going to work. Well, that's the theory anyway. Right, so that's ignition light, oil light, speedo lights. That one's done. Next one is the main beam light. So there, sorted. Push and twist, nice and easy. Just use a normal one. Get in, you swine. So this is your main beam light. There you go, that's it. That's him. It's nice to see edge. So he can go in there. Get in there, yeah. That's fine. He's swollen. That's cool. So, done that one, we've done that one. Oil light heat coming out. So if this isn't riveting video, but this is real life people. Stuff doesn't always take as long as they do in some videos. Right, so ignition, oil light. So the last one. Right, so I've done that one. You go back in. That's your oil filter warning light. Come out again. Stay there. Right, so let's double check if we got everything. Right, so. Right, so ignition light, oil pressure light, speedo light, oil filter warning, high beam. So any others I've missed? Now this could be the second, the third illumination. Soon find out when I take it out. I've already done the one. Right, so in theory, this should be done. Let's double check everything. So that's one illumination, oil pressure, ignition, main beam, oil, illumination. So in theory, this should all be hunky dory tickety boom. Gently feed the speedo through. See, this is the only thing when you're putting stuff back. The wires keep coming out. Because the last thing you want to do is push it in. One of these comes out, turn the ignition on, then you short something out. So you can make sure they're all seated before you put it back in. Sure they're all pushed in. Right, this is the moment of truth. So I'm going to put the battery back on and see what it looks like. Right, let's just cut you there and I'll be back shortly. Right, this is the moment of truth. Fingers crossed. Right. Well, I've still got no ignition or thingy light. How are we doing for other lights? That's actually quite a bit better. We've got high beam. Nope. So I've got speedo lights. Close the other door a bit. Yeah, so speedo lights are working. Give it a bit of choke. Yeah, so I've got me speedo lights. For some reason, the oil pressure light is staying on. So for some reason, something's gone wrong there. So I'll have to have a word with my mate Terry and get him to have a look. But the ignition light, high beam and oil pressure light aren't working, and the oil pressure light is still staying on, so bit of a fail there. yeah, so we've done some stuff, but some of it needs further investigation. So I'll have to have a word with my mate Terry, get him to come up and have a look, find out why the oil pressure light. I've still got the other bulbs which I can put in if I need to. So because I knew it obviously it was working before and it went out, so it's something daft, but we'll sort it. So thanks so much for watching. I'll leave a link for the LED lights in the description below if you fancy buying them. I've also got a merch store if you want to pop over to that and have a look. I'll leave you the link for that. If you want to follow me on my Instagram, it's VKT193J. She's also got a Facebook page where you can follow the progress of her restoration, and that's Mike's Rambles with Lucy the Morris Miner. And obviously if you want to follow me on YouTube, it's also Mike's Rambles with Lucy the Morris Miner. So give me a subscribe, check out the new videos, obviously old videos, see what I've got, and let me know in the comments below what you've been doing with your cars on Sunday. What's the weather been like with you? Has it been really raining and you haven't taken the cars out? Have you been tinkering? Drop me a comment and let me know. So until next time, bye for now.